Hey polish freaks, welcome back. I have another review for you guys today. As always, lots of reviews. So I am reviewing another spring collection, and it's the China Glaze Meadow Dreams collection for spring 2024. I believe this is my last spring review, and then I'll be getting into all things summer, and I'm super excited about that. I'm ready for summer. May is always just insane with all the running around and activities and trying to be everywhere and do everything and get ready for summer, and I don't know. I hope you guys are hanging in there. I'm trying to hang in there. I've been really busy too, so I've been trying to get a lot done in a short amount of time. We got this. A few more weeks to go. I wasn't sure if I was going to review this collection because it's a lot of kind of iridescent shimmery shades, and they are all pretty though. I saw them and like, I think I'll really like these because I am starting to like these a little bit more, and I do. Before we get into it, the polish I'm wearing on my nails is a new one from the Morgan Taylor Summer Collection, and that review will be next, and I couldn't help it. You guys know I've been loving these warm pinks this spring so far, and I'm so excited about this one. I can't remember the name. I'll link it down below in the description. Yeah, I can't think of what the name is, but that review is coming up next, and of course I love it. I think this is the third warm pink that I've worn this spring in the last like couple months, so obviously I'm really liking them a lot, which is kind of abnormal for me. I mean, I always like warm pinks, but I love cool tone pinks, so it's been kind of fun, and I love them with light blue or jeans, and so I've really been into that combo, and I just keep wanting to do it on repeat. I've also been really liking light pink blushes. I'll link my blushes down below. I do sales for makeup for Saint. I don't push it a lot, but it is a brand that I absolutely use and love, and sometimes I'll link them down there, especially if I'm getting questions about it. But if you have more questions about it, you can message me too, because I'm happy to talk to you about that too. I just don't really try to push it too much, but love the makeup brand. It's a cream-based makeup brand. I'll also see if this shirt's available. This is from Athleta a couple years ago, and it's one of my favorite sweatshirts. Anytime I want to wear a bright colored polish, I always pop on a light white sweater, and it's usually this one. And I love it, and their clothes hold up so well. I don't mind spending a little bit more. I know they're kind of pricey, but I can get years worth of use out of these, especially if I just hang them to dry. Okay, let's finally get to the collection. I will stop yakking. So this collection's available beyond polish. You can use my code GOLARI10. That's an affiliate link, so I appreciate you shopping off that link, and you guys know everything that comes from that I put back into my channel, so it's really nice. So it allows me to do a lot more for you guys. One plug-in I'm going to give you is I do have a gardening channel, and so I hope if you're following me over there, you're enjoying that. It's been kind of fun for me. Obviously, I'm learning how to polish my garden. It's not that mine is polished. I'm definitely polishing it as I go, and I'm learning as I go, and so I'm hoping you guys are liking that journey with me, so you can follow me over there. I'll put a link up here or somewhere. Oh, I also wanted to mention what I have on my lips. Of course, I wanted to put a warm pink on my lips to match my polish, and this is a Clinique Chubby stick called the Curvy Candy. I love these. I wear them for a while and then I forget about them, but I'm going to pull it out again. They're just so light and easy to use, kind of like a lip balm, and they're one of my favorites. They've been one of my favorites for a long time, so I'll link this down below as well. Okay, we're going to start out with the lightest color here, and this is What a Dream, and it's kind of a stark white. It is a little bit softer just because it is more of an off-white, I think, but it's still pretty white. It's a touch off-white, and I like it. Their brush was driving me crazy this time, you guys. Usually it doesn't, but I don't know what it was. It was just, I'll talk about it as we go, but I'm getting spoiled with these nice wide brushes, and then this one just kills me now. I used to be pretty good. I could go back and forth without any issues, but I don't. Some of my swatches, and maybe I'll show you some, it took me like 4 or 5 times to get it the way I want it, and I don't always have to have it perfect, but I don't like it to be messy when I do it, and so I try to have it look nice, and man, I was having a hard time. Plus my nails are shorties right now. I apologize for that. I've been working in the yard a lot, and they just had to be cut back. They've got some issues right now, but it's okay. You just put nail polish on it and it makes everything look better, and it'll be fine. I'm not too much of a perfectionist when it comes to that, but sometimes I get kind of embarrassed when I put it on there because I don't want people like, oh, your nails suck, but it's okay. They are how they are. And I love them no matter what. Anyway, back to this polish. It has a good formula. I feel like over time whites thicken up a little bit and they just apply a little bit better. I mean, it applied fine, but it was a little bit streaky just because it's so stark and this brush is so skinny and kind of a pain to work with. I mean, I would say it's okay. It's pretty good. I'm trying to be nice to it, but not my favorite. I have other favorite whites that I'll probably use. I really like the Essie one, and I really like the new Ella and Mila one from their ballet collection, and so I'll stick to those two. Those are my favorite. But this is a good color white for summer. Everybody needs a white for summer. It's the best time to wear it, especially on your toes. I love white on my toes. I'll probably get that for my next mani, or actually maybe later on this summer when I'm a little more tan. Right now I have a warm pink on there. What else to say about this? Not too much. I say you might need 3 coats, and then as it thickens up, you probably are good with 2. I didn't do any comparisons for this one because it's just a white and I didn't want to. In fact, that was kind of my attitude with a lot of this collection, because they're just kind of close to something that China Glaze has, but different enough that they're not at all. And I'll talk about that as we go through it, but I was like, I'm not going to compare that because they're not the same. They're different. These are quite unique, I think. At least in my collection. Next up is Picking Wildflowers, and this one, when I got it on my nails, I was like, that's actually really cool. In the bottle, I was like, a peachy color. It's probably close to my skin tone. It's pretty. It's got this iridescent shift in here. It goes from like green to orange maybe. I love how soft and dreamy they are. I feel like it does make you think of like spring flowers. It's just a little whimsical and fun, and I like the formula of these, but I felt like on my nail it was really bright and poppy. And I thought this is gonna look pretty cool with a tan, so I might wear this. I think this will be cute on the toes, even cuter than the one from the Essie summer collection that came out. I think I'd reach for this one more than that one, and I can't remember the name of that one off the top of my head. Glisten something glisten. I like this one better. It's a little bit warmer. It's not quite as gold, but it's more peachy, a little bit goldish, and I think with a tan on toes would be super cute. So this one did surprise me. It was one that I wasn't really interested in, but I am now. I just think it'll be fun and bright for summer. You guys will like it. Hopefully the picture will do it justice. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to photograph polishes that are kind of shimmery, and sometimes they appear quite brighter than you think, so we'll see. But the formula on this one was pretty good. It's opaque in 2 coats. It built up really nicely. So obviously I didn't do any comparisons to this. There was a China Glaze that I have. I don't have a ton of China Glaze. I have quite a few. They had one that was peachy, but it was more like a metallic finish, and this one's not, so I didn't compare it, and I feel like it's quite unique, at least to my collection. And along the same kind of lines is this Me In Meadow, and it's got that same shimmer in it that the peach one does, but this is like a really key lime green, I want to say. It's a cool green base, but then that shimmer makes it a little bit warmer. It warms it up a little bit. And this one actually was kind of cool too. I did feel like it's maybe for the younger crowd. I don't know why I would think this one's for the younger crowd more than this one. I think it's because it's kind of like, it's so bright and stark green, and so to me it just appears more youthful. So I probably won't wear this one, but I did feel like it was kind of cool, and I did think it was really pretty on the nail. Same thing, it builds up really nicely in 2 coats. And I didn't do any comparisons for this one either because I honestly don't have anything like this in my collection, and I just didn't want to spend the time doing it because I'm trying to get through collections, and I think you guys will like this one, especially if you're the younger crowd, or even if you're older and you like these, that's cool too. You do you and you wear it. And then another green one called Mystic Garden is so good, you guys. I love these greens, and this was the reason I was like, I have to do this review because of this polish, and I love it so much. So this one has a pretty okay formula. I feel like it's a little bit runny. This is the one I had a hard time applying as well. I feel like it was a little easier to apply the photo swatch of it because I have a little bit more control because my hand's closer to me and I'm not filming. Filming can be a little awkward at times, so it makes it a little more difficult. Just kept flooding my nail. What was happening, it was running down the stem of my brush, and so you want to make sure you kind of swirl your handle around and get all the polish off of that, because you start to polish and it's fine, and then all of a sudden you get flooded with another big drop of polish, and it's just too much polish to work with, and it makes it kind of a pain. And so this one I probably tried to film like 6 times, and that little brush did not help. And I don't like to stop and clean my brush off in the middle of my swatching. I liked it to be just smooth and look effortless, but I just want to let you guys know that because my swatches aren't always effortless. So you guys can see that sometimes they're hard for me too, especially with these skinny brushes, but I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But I feel like this formula will thicken up a little bit, but what I really love about it is the color tone. It's a little more blue leaning, so it's like almost turquoise, but not quite. It's still a spearmint. It's kind of more mid-tone leaning, so it's not too dark though, but it's not too light. It's kind of in between medium and light. It's so cool tone that it's a little bit different than what I have. I must have pulled out like 20 polishes because there's been so many greens that have been coming out. Mint, sage, cool tone mint, warm tone mints, and then we've got like turquoise shades that were a little bit darker from OPI that I'll probably show you. I think I swatched those. I did 3 sets of comparisons. So let's just dive into it because I pulled out the closest ones so you guys could see, and then I'll maybe mention some that are a little bit different that you'll probably ask about, but I'm probably not going to do any more comparisons for this. So I compared it to Take the Dip, and that was from the new collection. It was really hard to get here, and I feel like that one's lighter, although I didn't write anything in my notes. Laurie, come on. And I have to say, I did this pretty fast, and my handwriting's pretty terrible, but I have OPI That's Hilarious, and that one's more green leaning. I thought the brightness was pretty comparable though. Cutie Mark the Spot is a little bit different too, you can see there. And then First Timer is darker but has a similar tone. That's one I kind of thought about when I saw this. So I feel like this is like the lighter version of that. And then It's High Time is darker but close, maybe a little bit more green, and Perfectly Peculiar, which is another one of my favorites. These are all my favorites actually. I love all these polishes. That one's more green as well. Actually, I lied. I have 4 comparisons. So this is the third one. This cost me a mint, my favorite mint polish, and that one's lighter. And then Can Do Attitude is lighter and more sage, and Sensoreal is lighter and more green as well. And then I thought you were going to ask me about the OPI shades, even though they were darker and more turquoise. These are all different shades you can see here. So it's kind of leaning toward turquoise, but it's not quite there yet. So very nice to meet you. My Dog Sled is a hybrid, is more green, and then Closer Than You Might Believe is more blue, and they're all darker. This is unique. I mean, I couldn't find anything that was exactly like it, and like I said, I pulled out a ton of polishes, so I do love this one. I love that it's bright and fun. I did pull out Voodoo because I thought I'd get asked about that, and that is a little bit more yellow tone than this one, so I like that this one is a little bit more blue, and so this one's so fun. It's my favorite from the collection, and I think you need it. If you really love greens and you want all the shades, if you're satisfied with all the greens you have, then don't get it. I'm happy I have it. And then we have 2 more purples left. So one of these shimmery shades and then another cream. So it's kind of similar with the 2 greens that they have. This one's Lavender Haze, and I love the name of that because I love Taylor Swift. I would have to say I'm a Swiftie. I like all her stuff and I love that song. And this is a nice soft purple lavender shade, and then it has some iridescent shimmer in here that's the same as all those other ones. And I really like how original this one is too. Let's see, did I do comparisons for this? Yeah, I didn't, just because I really don't have anything like this. And it's really soft. It's not like sometimes with these iridescent shifts you can get polishes that are more stark and metallic, but this doesn't have any of that metallic in it, so they're a little bit different, and this one's really pretty and dreamy too. So this one applies really nicely too. You're gonna get it opaque in 2 coats. It's not very streaky, maybe just a touch streaky, but not bad at all. They're just really soft and nice. So this one's a great one too. And then Fields of Lilac. I love shades like this. This is a really soft purple. It does have quite a bit of white in the base, so it does have a brightness to it, but it's not going to be super stark. It's a fun color. I love wearing shades like these, and the formula on this one's really great too. You're going to get it opaque in 2 coats. You might need 3 depending on how you apply it, just because it is a lighter shade. And let's talk about the comparisons. Companies have come out with a lot of polishes that are similar to this one. I feel like they do have slight differences. I feel like this one's a little bit more purple than some that I am familiar with and that I love, and let's compare those. So I compared it to I Am What I Am with this, and Kiss and Spill and Surfside, and they are all a little more blue, but they're all pretty close that you can see there. Virgin Snow is also slightly more muted and a little more blue. I didn't pull that out just because I didn't want to do another set of comparisons, but I thought I'd just mention that. So while it's kind of similar to other ones, it is slightly different, and so I'll let you decide if you want to get this one, but I thought it was a really nice shade. I'm pretty content with those other ones too. They're really nice. So that skinny brush kind of makes me think I'd probably reach for those over this one. As far as my favorites go, I'm just going to be kind of picky and just pick two. I like a lot of the other shades, but I really feel like I'll probably just reach for these two. This peachy one called Picking Wildflowers, and I just think it'll be fun on the toes in summer and even on my fingers when I have a tan. And then the green one, of course, Mystic Garden. I can't have enough green. It's my favorite color, and I love that this one's a little bit more blue leaning. So fun. Okay, that's it. That's my review, the last of the spring collections that I have. I am going to get the Essie Shears collection, I think that's what it's called, out, and then I have the Orlay collection and the Morgan Taylor collection, which will be next, and the OPI collection I have as well. So thanks so much for joining me. Let me know what your thoughts on this collection down below. Don't forget to like as you head out and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.